You trying to scare me to death? Oh, look what you made me do.
Sorry. You're a bit on edge, aren't you?
I just didn't hear you, that's all. Well, come on, what'd you find out? You took long enough.
Not very much.
What do you mean, not very much? You followed her like I said, didn't you?
It was my idea, remember? She's on to us.
So what happened?
Oh, well, I was right behind her when she left the dining room. She heads off for the loo, so I have to hang around there till she comes out. Then halfway along the corridor, she doubles back towards the kitchen. Then Bev and Lil appear out of nowhere.
Oh, her and her bloody goons. So then what?
So then nothing. You don't think I'm going to hang about with those two heavies for company, do you?
No, I don't suppose so. Could have been a coincidence.
Not a chance. It was all too convenient. Anyway, she said she'd been on to us and had been from the very beginning. And she's going to tell B.
Oh, dirty, rotten bitch. Well, she's not going to get away with it. You think it's hid in the kitchen?
Well, that's where she was heading, and she does spend a lot of time there.
Think I might spend a bit of time in there myself.
I reckon you ought to wait for a while, you know. Try and get on kitchen duty.
Oh, what? And give her time to stash it somewhere else? No way.
She'll be watching pretty closely.
I'm not scared of her. Besides, I put $5 on a nag that's probably pigeon-toed. Just going to get me money back. And hers.
You'll find that mop works a lot better with someone on the end of it, Burke. Get moving.
I was just waiting to powder me nose. Unless you want me to work with me legs crossed.
All right, but don't take all day about it.
Yeah, what's the time limit on nose powdering these days?
It's enough cheek out of you, Burke, unless you want to do these floors all over again, just to make sure they're really clean.
We really should clean more carefully in here, girls. There's garbage hanging out of the deep freeze.
What do you think you're doing?
Nothing, Burke. It's just that we like to work in a tidy kitchen. It upsets us to have garbage lying around. Smells real bad, don't it, girls?
Yeah.
Thanks. I reckon rubbish ought to be put where it belongs.
What on earth are you doing in there, Burke?
I really don't think it was her idea somehow, Miss Bennett. Oh, on second thought, she does seem rather anxious to get back in there again.
Oh, very funny. Just help me get out of here.
Report to Mrs. Davidson immediately.
Yeah, I think you better have a shower first, though, Burke. You really are a bit on the bugle. Come on. Right.
Oh.
Ugh.
Like I told you, we was just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, well, you can tell it to the governor straight after lunch. I'm sure she'll be fascinated to find out why you chose to have your bit of fun in the rubbish bin. Yeah.
Phew! What have you been doing to yourself, you pog?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Oh, good. You don't have to ask me twice.
Oh, someone put you out with the garbage.
Shut up, Smith.
Oh, well. Sounds like someone finally put the trash where it belongs.
Who did it to you?
Yeah, we'd like to know who to thank. Oh, speaking of trash, ladies, that's lunch.
Come in. Thank you, Miss Bennett. Burke, I understand you were found hiding in the grounds this morning.
No, I wasn't.
I beg your pardon?
I wasn't hiding. I was in the bin.
Yes, so I understand. I would like an explanation.
Some of the women warned us. Mr. Fletcher and I got there just in time. She was trying to escape.
Trying to escape? I was not. Who told you that?
That does not concern you. What I would like to know is why you were... where you were.
We was just mucking around.
Who's we?
Me and some of me mates.
Their names? Burke, I am waiting for their names.
Well, as I told you, we was just mucking around.
Very well. If you refuse to tell me any more, then you will be refused by our privileges for the next week. Thank you, Miss Bennett. You can take her back now.
I wonder how they're going to choose who's going.
You sound interested. Thinking about all those new clients, huh?
Something like that.
They could have their own bookie, you know. Remember what I said. No funny business. Anyone messes this up, they've got me to answer to. Is that understood?
Matt?
Not now, you're not.
No. She said she was watching it, Burke.
Yeah.
Now, you're all dumb anyway. What's so great about working in a factory? They rake in the dough and just rip you off. They're just conning you. Wouldn't catch me working there. Hey, Margot, when are we going to get them race results?
Psst. Belt up, Burke.
Oh, drop dead.
I'll leave that to your horse.
I don't believe it.
Don't tell me your horse did drop dead.
I just don't believe it. The bloody thing won.
Oh, there's no justice.
That's you.
What's the matter with you?
Hasn't been exactly what you'd call a good day. I'm sick of them bitches rubbishing me.
I never said anything.
You'd be the only one.
Oh, come on, it'll blow over. Besides, you said yourself that you didn't care what they said. I mean, why should it suddenly upset you now?
Well, they just give me a pain, that's all. Who needs them?
What's really bothering you, Noeline?
I'm worried about me family, that's all. I mean, I didn't get me hands on that money. If I don't get some out to them soon, the welfare will take the kids away.
Yeah, I know, it's tough. I'm real sorry I didn't get it for you, but I can try again. I'm sure it's somewhere in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, and so are Margot and her goons. We got Buckleys now.
Hey, Burke, come here.
Drop dead.
I guess you'll just have to pick it up then.
Right. The horse must have come in. Jeez, I'll bet that made that bitch real happy.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure some way to get this to your family. I'll help you, Noel. I'll think of something.
Yeah, thanks. Don't get your pacemaker in a twist, Tony, me. I've been thinking.
Oh?
About that factory, Luke. I'm going to offer to work there myself.
Well, that's not what you said yesterday. I thought you said it was a plot to rip off the workers.
Yeah, I haven't changed my mind about that. But I'm going to beat them at their own game. I'll con them.
How?
Offer me services on the work party. Make an honest quid. Got to support the Burke family somehow.
Listen, what'd you do with the money you won yesterday?
Oh, you stupid or what? How long do you reckon that'd keep our life? And I've got to get the money out to the kids.
Yeah, that won't be easy.
Nah, it's a cinch. I offer myself for the work party, word up the kids to hang around the factory, slip them the money and work me bum off making $40 a week. How's that for an idea?
Terrific. But first you gotta get on the work party, right?
How could they refuse?
Sit down.
What's so funny?
Here's the lunch bell.
I don't like the look of Vera.
Never have myself.
Do you reckon she found out about the fags?
No. If she had, the undertakers would have been here to collect their remains by now.
Maybe Burke's got a brain after all.
What? She's as thick as two short planks. Vera doesn't know where to look, that's all.
Do you remember what you were saying about undertakers?
Oh, yeah.
All right, settle down. The governor would like a word with you.
I have received approval for a party of 6 to work at Mr. Reynolds' factory.
Come on, settle down.
Those going will be Robin Adams,
Yeah, I told you.
Dorian Burns, Judith Bryant, me, Gladys Harper, Irene Nagel,
She'd never work in her life.
and Beatrice Smith. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that any breach of discipline will mean that you will be replaced by another inmate. That is all.
Smith, that's outrageous.
Paul Reed made up the list.
I bet Vera never had any say in that.
Yeah, well, I'm real glad we'll be working together.
Oh, bad luck, Lizzie.
Look, you'll get another chance.
Pigs, I will. I lost my appetite.
Come on, Noeline. Listen, if that anxious to get that money out to your family, well, why don't you give it to me? I'll smuggle it out for you.
Yeah?
I'm happy to.
I don't know. Maybe you're dinky-die. I just don't trust no one that much. Not with Dot.
If I don't get the money out of your family, who will?
I will.
How can you?
You heard what Davo said. Anybody acts up, they get taken off the work party and somebody else replaces them. I think someone just might get sprung. Oh, God, a helping agent.
What are you so happy about?
Nothing. Cancer sticks. Do you want one?
Only 2. Is that all you've got left from your last buyout?
Yep.
And now you're off buyout. But you're selling Birdsworth cigarettes.
What do you mean?
She told me she was getting her supplies from you.
No, that's all you know. Birdsworth and that Anderson bitch have got more fags than you could poke a stick at.
How could they? They've been off buyout for weeks.
Didn't get them from buyout. They pinched them from the storeroom.
Good try, Burke. But I've already checked the storeroom and everything's in order. Now, if you don't tell me...
I told you, Miss Bennett, Ridgy did. But if you counted every fag in the place...
I don't have to count them. All the cartons were there.
Was there anything in them?
Now, this is another one of your little jokes.
Well, why don't you check it out? They probably took them from the bottom and put back the empty cartons.
Well, Burke, on your hands and knees again, are you? Who are you crawling to this time? What do you want? Remember Dorian and Lizzie, mates of mine? Well, they have just taken the rap for you busting the storeroom cupboard.
Got to admit that lurker taking the packets from the bottom was a real brainwave.
Yeah, it was, but Dorian and Lizzie still got sprung.
What's that got to do with me?
I want to know how Vera knew.
Knew what?
The fags were taken from the bottom cartons and they were in our cell.
Beats me. Pity about Doreen, but don't reckon she'll be going to work in the factory after that.
You dirty laden bitch!
Will you stop that?
Oh, isn't that charming?
Fighting again like animals. How disgusting!
We better take Birdsworth and Burns back to the laundry. I'll take this pair to the governor's office. Come on. Come on, move it.
Good on you, babe.
Look at you, Bert.
And what's your story, Smith?
Burke's lying. She was the one that raided the cupboard.
Lagger.
You lagged on Lizzie.
All
and
right,
Doreen.
settle down.
Go on, Smith.
Then she got stuck in there overnight.
How did you get out?
I was never in there.
We had to go sick so we had a chance of getting near the cupboard to get her out again.
Oh, so that's the mystery illness you all had. Go on.
Then Burke starts handing out the fags, and when she gets sprung, lags on Lizzie and Doreen.
I presume you have proof of this, Smith. After all, it is only your word against Burke's.
Well, who else would lag? Then she thought up this little plot. She thought if Doreen got into trouble, she'd be taken off the factory project because Burke wants to go herself.
Now, what a load of crap.
I believe you, Smith.
Then Doreen can go back to the factory?
Yes. Burke, you will spend 2 days in solitary confinement for stealing the cigarettes. You're getting let off lightly. You could get an addition to your sentence. As for you, Smith, however much you think you are justified in assaulting Burke, I cannot allow you to take the law into your own hands. You will also spend 2 days in solitary confinement.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect to get away with it.
And you will be relieved of the privilege of working in the factory.
Yeah, you got yours, Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
All right, outside. Come on, move it.
You never learn, do you, Smith?
I got Dorian and Lizzie off the rap.
And yourself in solitary and off the project.
That must have made your day.
You should never have been on the list in the first place.
At least Doreen's going.
Oh, when you sacrificed yourself for her. How touching.
Burke.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Fletcher. Change your clothes. You stink. Be nice having Burke for a neighbour.
Home, sweet home.